Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today we're taking a look at from the Transformers Cyberverse line. This is Ultra Class Slipstream. And I gotta say, this isn't that bad of a figure. It's actually really cool. And the play gimmick is a little bit on the fun side. Let me just fix something up here with the figure. But, Slipstream is I guess you can say, in the grand scheme of things, a relatively new character to the Transformers mythos. I believe it was first created in Transformers Animated, and it's popped up here and there over the subsequent years. But it is a major character in Cyberverse as one of the ground commanders for the Seekers. And this is the second toy the character is getting. The first toy was a repaint of the Scout Class Starscream, which a lot of people don't like. They just don't like that Scout Class. This is an entirely new mold, and it's really cool, I'm going to say. Obviously, you can see the colors. It's metallic purple with metallic turquoise there on the legs. You have a very lighter shade of metallic purple there on the chest with a little bit of blue, red, and silver, all metallic blended in. Gives it a really nice futuristic look. And it, of course, has the traditional Seeker looks, the wings behind the shoulders, the intakes by the head, and, of course, the arm cannons. I mean, technically they're not null rays because only Starscream had null rays. But now, one of the complaints of the Ultra Class figures is articulation. And I gotta say, while this is not the most overly articulated figure, you do have forward leg movement. Back is obviously blocked by the backpack. You do have, which is really cool, forward arm movement, which means you can point the null ray. Lateral arm movement, and a bend at the elbow. One little complaint I have to mention is the basically the hip and lower stomach area is loose. It's designed to be loose. It's not a mistake on the design of the figure. You'll see when we get into transformation why it is like that, but it is. And unfortunately, can get a little annoying, but, you know, it's a minor quibble for what is a kid's toy. So, we will pause, and we will get into the transformation. Okay, before we start the transformation, as always, you want to make sure you have your figure in a neutral pose. If you didn't need to be in a neutral pose, I, of course, would have told you. First step is you want to rotate the figure 180 degrees so the back is facing you. Next, what you want to do is come down, and those purple tail fins, you want to fold them out so they're sticking straight up. From here on out, I'll be holding the figure. Since we're going to be moving it around, it'll just be a little bit easier. Next, you want to rotate the figure 180 degrees again, so it's facing you. And then you're going to flip the feet downward, so the toes are facing away from the torso, just like so. They do friction tab into place, what have you. Now, the instructions tell you to do this a little bit later. I think just in terms of ease of handling, you should do this now. Peg the legs together. They do tab in fairly easily. There's a tab right below the knees and one right by the ankles. Next, what you want to do is you want to grab the whole torso and hip section of the figure, lift it up, and bring it down. Just like so. And now what you want to do is you're going to rotate the backpack section 180 degrees from its current position so the hands are facing upward. Just like that. Now what you want to go ahead and do is flip the torso and hip and leg section back over so that the face is down towards the backpack. And I can show you, there are tabs there and there that will fit into slots there and there on the chest. So make sure you get them in. That'll help hold things. You can adjust the arms as you see fit to keep them out of the way. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take that hip section that I mentioned was loose, and you're going to fold it over, and it will basically peg into position using these tabs here into the legs and feet. So we'll just do that. There's plenty of, it all, really it's kind of hard to see, but you'll just feel everything go together, and it will sort of snap into place, just like that. Okay, finally, you're going to grab the nose cone section, bring it forward. We're going to pause right here just to show you that there are tabs here in the back that when going back into robot mode, will tab into the fuselage there. Not the fuselage, but the underside of the canopy. And there is a tab right up front, right there on the purple, that will peg into that silver section, holding the nose cone in place. And there is landing gear if you want to bring it down. Usually it would be folded up into that section, but it does come, it actually kind of comes down on its own, so that is kind of nice. Now, for the arms, we're going to turn the jet upside down. This arm can just, there's a tab right there that's going to slide into a slot right there. Be very careful. There is a, and you're going to do this on the other side, but this arm, which is from this position on the right side and looking top down on the left side, has an extra tab. You just want to be careful not to push it in too far. And the reason being is that that will activate the gimmick, which, let me double check the name here, the Sonic Swirl. Basically what will happen now is I'm going to push the arm in all the way. That will depress a catch that will release these fins here on the back of the wings and bring them into a spinning manner. First, I'll give you a little quick look at the completed jet mode. In case you want to have that. You can see it's the same color scheme, but you do have those nice extra thrusters there, which I think are kind of cool. And you do have that landing gear. So, I'm going to have to bring the nose cone a little out of camera view just to make sure we have enough space to activate the gimmick. So I'm going to press it in. And there you go. And let's see if I can show you. If you look right in there, that's the catch that will hold it in place. And if I press the arm, you see how it's releasing it and just shifting it off to the side? That's the gimmick. And, oh, look, you can even see Slipstream's head poking through. But to reactivate, get the little rotor fins there in a neutral position, bring this back over, and I actually think there's a smooth side, and then there's a side with little circles, dots on it, I guess from the mold. You want to have the smooth side up, and then just push it down into place until it audibly clicks, and then you can reactivate it again. Not that intrusive of a gimmick, I would say. I enjoy it. I think it's kind of fun. Like I said, this isn't that bad of a figure. So we will pause, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, like I said several times in the review, this is not a bad figure. It's not the best figure, obviously. It's very simplified, but I tend to enjoy the simplified figures a bit more than other people. I certainly think this is better than the other, I'm just fixing the little fins there, the other Ultra class figures that were released in Wave 1, well, except for Shockwave, but Shockwave's, really stands out. I would maybe put this as number 2 behind Shockwave. It's great to see a newer character being highlighted, especially considering they are very prominent in the cartoon, which, as of this recording, finished up the first half of the first season a couple weeks ago. So, it's good that they're getting these characters out now, along with some other characters, and I'm sure we'll see further down the line in the, I guess it'll be the second part of the season. I got this figure off of eBay. Some sellers are getting them in early. I had to pay a little bit of a premium, but nothing too bad. The Warrior class figures are starting to pop up in retail. I've only seen one sighting, so which means these may not be that far behind. So, this is your old pal Chuck for Slipstream. Oh, that didn't work. I guess it hit the table, but we'll see you next time, everybody.